Good morning and welcome back. It's Monday morning and I'm finally back. Good to see everybody. Have you missed me? I missed all you guys. So it's Monday and you know, at the end of the day, we can talk about stuff, we can rationalize things, we can do our lists, we can do goal setting exercises, we can do all of that stuff. But in order to really go anywhere, we have to start actually getting things done. We have to start actually accomplishing outcomes. And many times that can be really difficult. Many times we can get stuck in this method of planning and we can plan ourselves to death and we're never actually getting anywhere. So, how do you get yourself to the next thing? How do you get motivated? Well, you get a big enough why and you're going to get motivated. That's really kind of the bottom line. But there is practical sides to all of this. We've been conditioned to think that we're not enough. I mean, that's kind of the message from everything that we get from commercials, from all that stuff is you need this thing in order to become more because everybody isn't enough. And that's everybody's biggest fear. I'm not enough. And trust me when I say, all over the world, everybody's biggest fear is I'm not enough. And so therefore I'm not going to be loved. And because of that, that's paralyzing because you're so afraid of failure. I'm not enough to do this. And so you fail. So how do you get started? Well, first of all, little steps. You got to start just accomplishing little things. So instead of thinking about what you're going to do in huge long periods of time, which is a great way to plan. When you plan, you think about 5 years. What am I going to get done in 5 years? Because we overestimate what we can do in a year, but we way underestimate what we can do in five. But then that can seem daunting when it's Monday morning and it's like, okay, I'm gonna someday end up, financially independent. I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna have that. I'm not sure where to start. Well, remember my favorite Tony Robbins ism these days: throw a rock in the air wherever it lands, start right there. Well, what they mean by that is you got to just do something. You got to get something accomplished. So for the day and the week, it's little goals, it's little things. It's, today I'm going to, if you want to start exercising and you haven't exercised in a long period of time, then it's like, okay, today I'm going to get up, I'm going to put my shoes on, and I'm going to do 5 minutes. I'm going to do, or, five push-ups, or I'm going to do 5 minutes on the treadmill. I'm going to do 5 minutes, and that's it. And that's the outcome for the day. And then reward yourself, celebrate that. I mean, literally celebrate that. Literally jump around, pat yourself on the back, and celebrate that that's what you did. If it's, I'm going to eat healthier, then it's okay. Today I'm going to have one meal that's going to be super healthy, or I'm going to have one thing in each meal that's going to be super healthy. I'm going to add broccoli and I'm going to eat it first, or I'm going to add a salad and I'm going to eat it first. If today is the day that you're going to start going to financial independence and you've got debt, then it's going to be, okay, I'm going to gather all of the debts and put them in one spot. You don't have to look at them today. You can look at them tomorrow, but they're going to be there. You're going to set them on the counter. You're going to set them on your desk, and they're going to be there so that tomorrow you can go look at them and start adding them up and face whatever that debt is that you need to go tackle. Or you're gonna, if you're past that and it's I need to go, start my way to financial independence. It's I'm gonna go at least make an appointment with some sort of investment person so I can start the savings process. So I can start some sort of automatic step in the savings, and I'm going to make that phone call, and set up a date in order to, set up an appointment to go invest with them. It's one thing, just take one step. The idea then is you're going to start creating momentum, because then tomorrow you're going to take another step, and the next day you're going to take another step, and the next day you're going to take another step. Before you know it, you're going to be actually on your way to accomplishing this stuff, and you're going to look back and go, okay, I have made progress. But it can be difficult to get started because you're not sure where to start. And the reality is yeah, you can find somebody who's created the same outcomes and you can model them, but you still got to take that first step. And what stops us is it's always the same fear. It's fear of failure, it's fear that I'm not enough, it's fear of the unknown, it's fear of all of those things. And so the way to get past that is to simply say, I'm going to do this little thing. Here's another thing that you can do. A lot of times we say, you know, I I don't have a great memory. I don't have great talents. I'm not a great speaker, blah 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 blah. We label ourselves with all of these things. One of the language things that you can change, I don't have athletic ability. I'm not motivated. Okay. Well, we don't have things, we do things. We become who we are based upon our actions. So it's not, I don't have a good memory. It's whether, am I doing the steps in order to create a good memory? We now know that memories, some people are born with great memories, but a memory can be trained. We know that some people are born genius, but genius can also be created. It can be created over time with reading and with doing consistent steps. Anybody can get into great health. And the Tony Robbins event that we just went to, there's a guy there that has one limb, and on that limb has one finger, and he competed in wrestling, and he did, so whatever your limits might be, everybody can get into great shape. Everybody can get into great health. Everybody can do all of those things. So rather than saying, you giving yourself these labels of I do or I don't have, or I do or I don't am, you can say, I do these things. I'm going to, I do my memory. I'm creating a great memory. I'm doing the steps in order to create a great memory. I'm going to do motivation. How do you do motivation? You do it by actually starting to do things. You get up and you say, I'm going to just take this first step without even thinking about it. I'm going to do the first step and I'm going to move forward, and then I'm going to accomplish that, and then I'm going to celebrate it. Give yourself, don't then go, oh, well, I got so far to go. Look back and say, all right, I celebrated that. What's my next step going to be tomorrow? I'm doing motivation. I'm doing the steps in order to get the outcomes that I'm looking for. As you're headed into Monday, at the end of the day, we got to accomplish things. We got to do actions in order to create the results that we're looking for. And the greatest way to do that is to do it little bitty steps. Inch by inch, it's a cinch, right? So start out with, what are the things that I'm going to do? You got to do what you got to do in order, then you can do what you want to do. So what are the little things I'm going to do today towards my outcomes? And I'm going to celebrate those little things. And then tomorrow I'm going to move on to the next step. Great to see everybody this morning. Thank you so much for watching. I know, Tracy, great to see you. And I know you got a question on the gram, and I'm going to respond to that a little bit later. And thank you for doing that. Have a great day, everybody. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.